Hello veg heads, Mike here from Anti-Vegan Nonsense, and today I'm bringing you a post-reaction video to Daphne Reloaded and how veganism cost her $250,000 that she apparently did right. But did you, Daphne? I don't think so.
This is such a back-ass word, impossible riddle, catch-22 bullshit lie, if I ever heard one.
Let's go through how it didn't actually cost her anything, and the money she spent was due to a bad diet and uninformed, frivolous purchases. I'll link the video below and you can watch it and come up with your own conclusions. She claims that the vegan diet isn't a natural diet, so already within the first 5 seconds of the video, an appeal to nature fallacy. Nor can you find a balanced diet in nature, which she proceeds to ask raccoons and pretends to get a response back.
Take a look at these raccoons here. Do you think if you could ask them what they eat, that they would tell you that they eat a well-planned or balanced diet?
After that part, she went on to list the things she purchased, all in the name of veganism. But let's not forget the many years of healing, which include...
And you would be surprised everything I have had to do in order to heal.
Bacon and sausages. So let's see, what are the great things that she purchased in the name of veganism? 5 juicers, including an
expensive juicer,
several blenders and food processors, a salad spinner, a spiralizer, a tofu press, and a vegetable steamer, a subscription to her vegan, organic online grocery website, several books, including the entire collection of books, CDs, and DVDs by author and Seventh-day Adventist, Dr. Lorraine Day, Living Among Meat Eaters, The Diet for a New America, several cookbooks, the Earthling documentary, DVDs, and apparel for friends, family, and Christmas gifts, sprout growing kits, expensive indoor lighting for growing sprouts and other vegetables, a copy of Educated, some fruit trees, an herb garden kit, gardening supplies, gardening books, and more. It's nice that she was supporting all these vegan authors, but I don't see how any of it has anything to do with veganism. Sprouts, which are grown by non-vegans and vegans alike, are grown in darkness. No need for light or even expensive growing medium. You can grow them in a jar.
I just like to make a little bit smaller of a quantity of sprouts. So I've cleaned my jar really well. There's no food specks. It's super, super clean. And the first thing we're gonna do is take our seeds. So I'm gonna take about a tablespoon or so. Just gonna pour them into my hand. So it's about a tablespoon. You can kind of eyeball it. You don't have to measure it out exactly. I'm gonna put these into my jar. And I'm just gonna pour a couple of inches of water into my jar and let these soak overnight. Now, especially with the beans and peas, it's even better if you can let them soak for about 24 hours because the seeds are so big. So I have a jar that I've actually been soaking overnight, and you can see how, look in comparison to the one I just filled with water, you can see the seeds are already starting to swell a little bit, soaking up that water, getting ready to sprout, which is super exciting. So the next step is to drain the water off of my seeds. Now, the thing about sprouts that makes it so easy, you really only have to remember one thing: rinse, drain, repeat.
I am just stupid.
She even claims that when she went vegan, which was before it was trendy, you had to grow your own wheatgrass. So she went on to purchase wheatgrass growing kits. Apparently, only vegans grow wheatgrass, even though I can honestly say I have never once grown wheatgrass as a vegan. But I do remember hearing about it as a non-vegan, and I did remember knowing a few non-vegans that actually grew and juiced wheatgrass because they said it was so good for you. However, I myself have never grown wheatgrass, but my wife once did grow oat grass, which was considered an ornamental grass. At least, that's what we were told, that it was ornamental. But being oat grass, it produced oats. And then the following year, because the oat grass came back, especially after the fact that it seeded, it came back and nearly tripled in size. Now, she nor I liked the fact that it had gotten so big, as it was starting to choke out some other plants we had planted. And we actually do have some fruit trees, and I didn't want it to start competing for the nutrients for the fruit trees, so we pulled it all out. The only good news, though, I did get some really yummy fresh oats. Now, on top of all this, she went on to claim that
Kroger didn't carry all of the fun, healthy, vegan shit they carry now.
yet all that healthy, fun, vegan shit has been in grocers since I was a little boy. In fact, I remember clearly walking into the local grocer and walking directly into the produce section right as soon as you entered the store off the street. Oh, and let us not forget that she, as a dedicated vegan, before they started putting the word vegan or a giant V on packaging, would spend hours of her day calling companies to identify ingredients in the food that she wasn't sure were vegan or not. Or she simply could have just stopped looking at processed foods and made whole foods instead. She even went on to say that her first tofurkey she ordered from California, which was shipped on a climate-controlled truck to her in Pennsylvania. Why would you even do that? That is a heck of a lot of money, and it has nothing to do with veganism, but that was a choice because that is the food that you wanted. Stop blaming veganism for being an idiot.
I am just stupid.
But comment below, did you, as a long-term vegan, before it was trendy, call companies to identify ingredients on the processed foods to find out whether they were vegan or not? I'm sure that many people have, just not hours of their day every single day. I personally have contacted some companies, but I do it through email. I don't like calling on the phone. Plus, on email, type it, send it, wait for a reply. Email, so much easier, especially for questions like this. Throughout the video, though, you do get a theme. She liked to make green smoothies from the wheatgrass she was growing, and she liked to spend time in hospitals for kidney stones. At one point, she even goes as far as to claim that she even had an organ failure, without identifying the organ that failed.
I am just stupid.
I'm going to do a little bit of reaching here as far as what possible organ failed. Now, if you do watch or listen to the video, which I don't know why you would, but hey, it's available, linked below, it'd be pretty easy to come up with a possible diagnosis as to what organ was failing. You see, during the video, she claims to have constant kidney stones while consuming large amounts of oxalates and calcium, from those wheatgrass smoothies. And those kidney stones could potentially cause CKD. And one of the symptoms of CKD, chronic kidney disease, is a potassium deficiency, which she also claims to have had. And here's the interesting part. People with CKD are also at a higher likelihood of developing calcium kidney stones. But again, this is reaching. I'm not a doctor, health professional, or even a nutritionist. In closing, Daphne basically tried to blame veganism for her poor dietary choices, having to learn a valuable life skill like growing her own food, frivolous, unnecessary purchases, and vegan games, who she seems to be obsessed with. I will leave you, though, with this gem of a clip of how Daphne describes plants as not being vegan.
Plants get their nutrients from non-vegan sources, including animal shit, dead animals, and don't forget, the slaving of millions of earthworms. I am just stupid. The slaving of millions of earthworms. I am just stupid. The slaving of millions of earthworms. I am just stupid. The slaving of millions of earthworms. I am just stupid. The slaving of millions of earthworms. I am just stupid.